All right, and we're back. Now, this is a little bit different than my usual content on this channel because usually I cover One Piece, but sometimes I like to do other stuff. So today we're looking at JJK. Now, I wasn't reading JJK from when it first came out. I basically watched season one after it had already been out, and then watched all of season two, and then after that I started reading it, and I basically caught up to the manga and I basically caught up to the manga around when, uh, not Kusakabe, but my man that's the lawyer. I can't remember his name off the top right now. Higurama, when he was about to have his one-on-one fight with Sukuna. But I basically read everything after season two up until that point, and I've been reading it as it's been coming out since then. I just haven't been covering it. So I haven't seen the last few chapters. I know that we're probably getting close to the end here because there's only a couple more chapters left until this thing is completely over. And so yeah, where I left off last basically is um Yuji was showing Sukuna use his domain expansion, and then is showing Sukuna around like his neighborhood that he grew up with, and a bunch of different memories that he had from his childhood. And at the end of it, Sukuna's like, "Oh my god, are you pitying me?" And Yuji's like, "Yeah, so now I have to kill you." So yeah, let's see where that is gonna go now in chapter 266. All right, Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 266. Uh, we got Megumi here, and we got Yuji. That's enough. So I'm gonna assume that this is happening inside like Megumi's body, and he's using his Yuji's using some kind of his soul abilities to communicate with him, like earlier. Itadori's all ears inside Fushiguro's soul. Okay, yep. I wanted to create a world where Sumiki wouldn't have to suffer needlessly. Okay, we got Megumi's sister here. Chapter 266, The Decisive Battle in the Uninhabited, Demon-Infested Shinjuku. Alright. Or at the very least, I wanted to preserve our fragile life as much as I possibly could. So let's see here. Is Megumi gonna survive this shit at the end of all this? If he doesn't, he went out extremely sad, I can't lie. Eating home-cooked meals, watching sunbeams fall onto our hanged laundry, seeing her off as she walked beside someone like Itadori. That would have been true happiness to me. So is he dreaming that his sister ends up with Yuji? That's kind of weird. But I understand that he wanted his sister to have a normal and good life, for sure. And I understand that that was like the last straw that threw him off the deep end, seeing that his sister was actually already dead, and that it was that demon that had the thing for Sukuna that was already had taken over her body already. Anyway, but I've had enough. Early on, okay, we got Yuji now. Early on, when my grandpa first got sick with lung cancer, he was offered a rough treatment that would have come with some strong side effects. He turned it down. Maybe he thought his body was strong enough even without the treatment. Every so every so often I hear about euthanasia, but that didn't seem right. It felt like someone else's choice. Deep down I'd always felt distant, unrelated. I figured it must suck for them, but I'd be fine. Ever since coming to Jujutsu High, I've been flooded with all these awful thoughts. And when I think about this lasting forever, I find myself able to empathize with my grandpa or with anyone faced with a helpless situation. That's why I can't tell you to keep living. That's crazy. So he's pitying him because he's making him think of his grandpa and the suffering that he had to go through with this treatment, and how euthanasia, or him just like, being put down, might have saved him from some of that, pain that he went through. That's kind of crazy. That's why I can't tell you to keep living. He's saying this to fucking Sukuna, the king of demons here, or not demons, curses. Excuse me. That's why I can't tell you to keep living, right? And then Sukuna uses hollow wicker basket. I always liked the way that this move looked, and the way that Gege draws this. This shit always looks fire. It really looks like it's holographic. The first time he whipped that move out, I was like, oh shit, because what's his name, Reggie? I think the guy that had the receipts or whatever that Megumi fought at the beginning of the Cullen games. He used that ability first, and it looked kind of tough. But when Sukuna used it, right. Anyway, I'd use Gojo Satoru's method to reset a burnt out technique within a domain, but the risk is too great with the after effects of Unlimited Void persisting. However, and this is Sukuna thinking this, in contrast to a domain where one actualizes a mental image, the output required for techniques like hollow wicker basket or simple domain is little. It allows a sorcerer to buy time until the sure hit technique imbued within a domain hits them, but eventually, without fail, they will be overpowered. However, Sukuna is able to supplement that output by maintaining the hand sign even after Hollow Wicker Basket's activation. This allows him to continue fighting without being overpowered within a domain. Sukuna, I mean, this is the reason why he's the king of curses, man. Because he really is just like the Netero of freaking cursed energy, Loki. But like, in a more evil Netero. Yeah. But anyway. Okay, we got some really nicely drawn choreography for this fight between Yuji and Sukuna, which should be the final fight of this story, I would assume. But shit, the way that Sukuna has gone through pretty much every person in the story, you never know when this should go on. To be quite honest. This shit looks tough though. This shit looks tough though. That's what I can say. I can't say too much. There's no words right now. But his overhand fist that Sukuna's coming down with, oh my god. He rocked Yuji's shit. Yuji went flying. Color me surprised. Who would have figured being looked down on would fill me with such ire? That being pitied would rouse such hate. Oh, Sukuna is disgusted, and that shit really like drove him crazy. He said, "Nah, I think I got a second win real quick." That's crazy, yo. That is really crazy. Anyway, Yuji's looking up at him. One of his eyes is been shut, but it looks crazy. It's clear that they tried to mirror somehow Sukuna there with this look, but also he's like just looking pissed off. What fun it will be for every other human to reap the consequences of your actions. Okay, that's why he's looking distraught like that. Okay, now we're cutting to, is this a flashback? What's with that face? We got like no, okay, it's not a flashback. We got a young Megumi here, and the person saying it's just, it'll be lonely without you, Fushiguro. And so clearly they're back inside Megumi's soul, and this is a young version of Megumi. I'm not sure if it works where this is like the true manifestation of himself or something like that. But Yuji's shedding a tear here, saying that it's going to be lonely without Fushiguro, aka Megumi, because he knows that he's got to take out Sukuna. And when he takes out Sukuna, because Megumi didn't take that one opportunity to get the hell out of there, he's probably going to be on the way out as well. Okay. My 10 Shadows technique stopped functioning after Mahoraga was destroyed. This has to be Fushiguro Megumi's. Oh my god. Fushiguro Megumi. I can't say his last name, y'all. Megumi's. I'm not gonna say Fushiguro no more. His soul was submerged in the bath, and yet the brats dismantles breathed new life into it. Okay, so now we got the main character and the fake other main character coming together to beat the final villain. You know, Naruto and Sasuke. But shit, Megumi, we wanted more from you, man. We wanted to see you use. Okay, well, let's see how this goes. We see the freaking shadows or the black stuff from the shadows from the 10 shadows technique coming up out of the ground. It's sucking in Sukuna's foot, and Yuji's getting a nice strong punch in straight to his nose, sends him flying. And he looks surprised, and then he looks happy. He has like a smirk. And now he's looking like he's in demon mode again, charging at Sukuna, because he knows that Megumi on the inside is going to help take him down while he's fighting him on the outside. And now he's giving him that shit. He hitting him with a Gatling right now. Where all you're seeing is Sukuna's face going a bunch of different ways, and his fist going a bunch of different ways. Okay. Looks like Sukuna caught himself, and now they're grabbing each other's head and punching each other in the head. And Yuji is cracking up the hollow wicker basket when he tried to use it. His strikes have an effect I can't overcome with reverse curse technique. He'll take hollow wicker basket and shatter it. Oh, we seeing the lines from what I think is the... No, we're seeing these lines, which means that he's at least using one of his cutting techniques. But I'm not sure if he was using the world cutting technique or not. But it doesn't look like it. Sukuna's technique. Recovered. That's Gojo Sensei. He reset his burnt out technique. Yo, Sukuna just somehow keeps going. It don't matter what you throw at him. It don't matter who you throw at him, what combination of people you throw at him. He just keeps going. Somehow he's reset himself again. He didn't even hit a black flash this time, right? I don't think so. let me rewind real quick. From what I see, it does not look like he hit a black flash here. So yeah. Somehow he used reverse curse technique after he just said reverse curse technique was not working. So I'm trying to see what it is exactly that he did here. Sukuna's technique recovered. That's Gojo Sensei's. He reset his burnt out technique. Domain expansion. And now Yuji's coming in at him like with the kill face that he's pretty much had since he started being locked in on this. And now we're seeing just one of Sukuna's fingers hanging in the air here. What does this finger mean? Next week, the decisive battle in Shinjuku reaches its climax. Okay. I'm confused by the end of this, but I'm going to go into the next chapter because then I'll probably know what's going on here. But that was a good chapter overall. The action is always amazing. And the action is always amazing. And so it keeps you locked in, but also the story is doing what it needs to do right now. Do I have my gripes with how JJK is ending here? Of course. And if you want, I'll make a video about that and the things that I think could be better in JJK. But it's been fun. It's a fun story to read, no question about that. Yeah, and so we get a nice little cover. Okay, it's the next chapter, by the way. Next chapter, I'm on 267 now. And we get a nice little cover page here with the main four with some dogs. We got Gojo, we got Yuji, Megumi, and my hammer girl. As you can see, I'm not quite as well versed with Jujutsu Kaisen as I am with One Piece, but yeah. And they have a bunch of dogs on their heads. But even so, I do understand how the story has like played out and stuff, and there's some ways it could have been switched up, but we don't know like what Gege Akutami's situation is, if their health is good and stuff. Because there was that one point where like we got like half of a chapter and then we didn't, it was like a sudden break and then another half of the chapter. Like there's probably a reason why he or she, I think it's a guy, read, why he's not trying to continue the story for too much longer. You know what I'm saying? But let's see. Chapter 267. You want me to give you Sukuna's last finger? Okotsu and Gojo take on switching training, or switch training. I do. You're hiding it somewhere, aren't you? If we feed it to Rika-chan, I can copy Sukuna's shrine. Gojo saying that? Oh, they're switched. Duh. Even if we swap bodies like this, I can't read your memories. Hard pass. Yeah. It's just crazy seeing like Gojo's mannerisms and in Yuta's body. Okay, could you take this a little more seriously? I'm as serious as they come. Sure, that would meet the conditions of your technique. That's a 20th of Sukuna after all. But if your goal is to analyze Shrine and its techniques, that won't be enough. That's true. If I didn't have Inumaki-kun to help me with cursed speech, there's tons I wouldn't have known. What? It can work through the phone? Salmon. Of course, he just speaks in, is it sushi? I don't remember off top. But let's see. I don't think it's a good idea to lose our connection to Sukuna here. I don't think it's a good idea to lose our connection to Sukuna here. Yeah, okay, question mark. Yeah, me too. Let me put it how Hikari would. We'll take a gamble. The fever or something like that. It's just crazy seeing like Gojo's face Loki on Yuta's body and Yuta's face on Gojo's body. Here's what you ought to do if you want to copy Shrine. In order to copy a curse technique, I have to have Rika-chan ingest a portion of the target's body. The required body part and amount depends on what I'm trying to copy and how many times I can use it. Meaning that the stronger the technique, the more potentially lethal body part is required. Okay. Even if she doesn't ingest a lethal portion of the target's body, I can meet the conditions by entering a binding vow, limiting the amount of uses of the technique. Okay, that makes sense. It's crazy how binding vows haven't like they should have played a bigger role in the story, I think. You know what I'm saying? The first time when they started like really going ham with the binding vows, it was just Sukuna, Sukuna, Sukuna. This nigga was surviving everything. Holy shit. But anyway, it's cool to see some, like people on the other team like getting to use the binding vows and whatnot more often. But it's like very late in the story, like you know what I'm saying? But anyway, what if they can use reverse curse technique? Like if you took Gojo Sensei's arm to copy Limitless, okay, then he can just restore it. True. And it's got Rika basically biting off Gojo's arm and then him regenerating it. That way you could at least copy Gojo Sensei and Hikaru Senpai's techniques. They'll feel in a little pinch, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. That's a no-go. Oh. Yuji was suggesting that so that he could have Gojo and Hikaru's technique. Yuta says, nah, actually I can't do that. The instant a consumed body part regenerates, its value within my technique becomes 0 and ceases to meet copy's requirements. Inumaki-kun and Karusu-san's arms can't be healed with modern medicine, or our reverse curse techniques. So they let me use them. Okay. Charles temporarily without a rib. You better be able to heal it back for me later. Later, for sure. So he took Charles' rib. That's kind of crazy. Are you sure? Are you sure about this? You heard what Toto-kun said about their resonance, did you not? This is shit. What's her name? She got the ponytail in the front, and she's talking to Yuta, or she's whispering to him, and he said, "I did." Or is it still Gojo? No, it's Yuta. Okay. Okay. That's why we'll only try this immediately before we fight Sukuna. I'll judge what the minimum necessary information is and tell Itadori-kun. You can never be too careful. Even if Itadori and Sukuna's resonance can detect big physical changes, he shouldn't be able to tell Itadori. He shouldn't be able to tell what Itadori is thinking, nor what information he has. Your reasoning? Itadori can't read Sukuna's thoughts. Itadori, aka Yuji, is confused. It's just a question mark for him. And that's pretty much it. How self-assured of you. And I guess they're whispering back and forth, but you don't see the little progressive into the bubble for when it's Yuta's not Yuta, Yuji's perspective. So they're still whispering back and forth to each other, but clearly Yuji can either hear them or he's like, what are they talking about? If everything is in disarray after Gojo Sensei fights Sukuna, I don't think we'll be found out. But more than anything, I don't want to make Itadori-kun lose his composure right before a fight. Itadori, even if you can't use it right now, Sukuna's technique is already etched in your body. Gojo Sensei confirmed it with the 6 eyes. So, what? Okay, so he's missing 2 fingers. Alright, we're cutting back to the fight now. And Yuji's missing 2 fingers. Sukuna's looking like, what the hell's going on? And the brat's fingers, he's missing 2 of them. I only removed his little finger when I moved to Megami, but it doesn't look like a fresh wound. You weren't able to retrieve your final finger, were you? Was it Yuta that said that to him? That's crazy. Was that a bluff? He didn't use my finger to copy Shrine. He used the brat's. That's crazy. Wow. Wow. How long has he had missing 2 fingers? Like now we're gonna have to go back at some point and see how long it's been that he's been missing his finger. Because if Sukuna didn't realize it after all them, punches he was getting to the face, like hello now. All right, so now we're cutting to, I'm guessing, where Sukuna's finger is, and we got the old man that looks like Yamamoto from Bleach. And Shorty with the bow. She got the across her face. I can't remember what her name is off top right now. This Yamamoto saying the special grade curse object Sukuna's finger. It can withstand any attack, be it with Jujutsu or with force, but can it be negated, but can it negate a curse technique? It's a binding vow. If we stop trying to destroy it and focus only on allowing a curse technique to pass through, then maybe. But there's something else I'm more worried about. It hasn't even been half an hour since she's woken up. Let's see some smiles, boys. Oh my god, really? Not Hammer Girl. Oh, what's my girl's name, yo? Somebody's killing me in the replies right now. Yeah, if you're watching this right now, type her name in the chat. Oh my god. Alright. I can't believe that she's alive, yo. What is going on? What is going on? How is she alive? After all this shit, what is she doing? She was in the fucking panel when, like 2 chapters ago, however long ago it was, when Yuji was like reminiscing on all the characters that died with freaking Nanami and uh uh Gojo and everybody else. I'm like, what the hell? Uh, she was in that panel for them set of panels when he was talking about death and shit. Is she really alive? Like, what is going on? What's going on? Let's see some smiles, boys. And she got an eye patch. And the finger is attached to one of her dolls, and she about to nail this thing. Resonance. Oh my god, yo. I can't believe that shit. I can't believe that shit. It's that girl. This is bad. My technique. I can't open my domain. The Brad sure hit effect is going to land at this rate. Yo, Gege Akutami is a fucking troll. I can't believe that shit. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. How's that for OPP, you damn idiot, or op? I don't understand. But that's okay. You down with OPP? Now let me stop. But my shit is blown right now, y'all. I can't believe that she is alive right now. I can't believe I'm forgetting her name right now also. But wow. And now he's hitting him with the dismantle because he can't. Oh my god, my brain is. As you can see, that really messed me up because I had to go back and see if this is really going on right now, and it is. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'm in disbelief for real. So Yuji's hitting him with the dismantle because he's just stuck right now, thanks to resonance from my girl, Hammer Girl, and Sukuna's getting messed up. Sukuna's getting messed up. This might be it. This might be the end right here, but every time I think that, it's not. So Yuji hit him with a haymaker. All this nigga can say is bleh. This isn't over. Him saying that makes me feel like this is over. Nah, never mind. He hit him back with a gut shot. You think you can flay me with this superficial domain? You haven't even been using reverse curse technique to heal your wounds. You've surpassed your limit long ago, and the vast amount of curse energy you've expended with this domain. You're the one on the ropes, you goddamn brat. So is it the domain expansion that made her come back? Like, I'm confused on Yuji's domain expansion, I can't lie. But all this is crazy. I'm gonna say no right now, but let me just keep reading. My brain is out of here. The one on the ropes, you goddamn. Oh, you're the one on the ropes, you goddamn brat. And Sukuna's whopping him with one fist and like cocking the other one back, ready to hit him with the 1-2 real quick. But Yuji's punching him back in the face. A double impact after a time lag. Sukuna, it's time we end this cycle of curses. And he got the looking like my man Gon from Hunter x Hunter right before he's about to hit the Black Flash right in his freaking gut. That's crazy. I love the impact shots in JJK. Like you could just feel all the power going on in this panel right here. I don't know. Sukuna, your eyes are all whited out. That usually means that you're out of here when it comes to anime and manga. Ringing the bell on a long fight. So this is the end right here. His panel does look crazy. But is this the craziest Black Flash that we've seen? I feel like no. I mean, when Yuji hit him with the 7 in a row, back to back to back to back, that might have been the craziest Black Flash in all of freaking JJK, to be honest. But anyway, still got 2 chapters here, so let's keep it rocking and rolling. Okay, is that the end? All right, JJK chapter 268 finale. So Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Let's see where this is going from here. Sukuna on one side, Megumi on the other. Just how do you think you'll be able to go on? Sukuna's all mouth inside Megumi's soul. I told you I'm not saying his last name again because it'd be tongue tying me. You had your body stolen by me. You murdered your own sister. You turned away the hands reaching out to you. Oh, right. That brat. You even say you wait. That brat you that brat you saved even ended up slaughtering thousands. My God. That sentence really messed me up right there. Give it up. You can't live a proper life anymore. Just relax and leave it all to me. So yeah, this chapter is called Finale. So I'm gonna assume that this is gonna be finally the end on the longest fight since Frieza. Or it felt that way at the very least. Anyway, why do you sound so desperate? Is it because there's only one left? Only one more of your fingers? There's a special way to turn yourself into a cursed object, which means that if Itadori takes no care in tearing you from me from here, you'll die. Plus, that resonance isn't all good news for you. If these 19 fingers disappear, that lone finger won't have enough pull to connect your soul to it. Even something like you fears death. From the very start, I never intended to live a proper life. Sounds obvious, but there's tons more people in this world than just me. Damn, he going full sacrifice mode right now. We rock with you, Megami. You low key redeeming yourself a little bit, you know, just a little bit, because you know you spitting a lot of facts right now. But at the same time, you know, we wanted to see Potential Man really reach his potential. You know what I'm saying? But Gege Akutami is a troll, as we've established with the last chapter. So obviously he's aware of the JJK community and what the memes are and all that shit. So he's probably thinking, why would I let Potential Man reach his potential when that's not his actual purpose in the story? Or at that point he decided for it not to be, I guess. I don't know. I'm curious if when Shibuya was like going on, if that's what his idea was still gonna be for Megumi, if he decided towards the end that he was gonna, or during the in-between arc between that and the Con games, if he was gonna decide at that point that this is what Megumi's story was gonna be, because I feel like in Shibuya he could have went a couple different directions. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, continuing on, because this might not even be the end right here, and I'm just rambling. Anyway, just once more, I think I want to try living for someone else. If I reread that part, I probably should. So, why do you sound so desperate? Is it because there's only one left? Only one more of your fingers? There's a special way to turn yourself into a cursed object, which means that if Itadori takes no care in tearing you from me here, you'll die. Plus, that resonance isn't all good news for you. If these 19 fingers disappear, that lone finger won't have enough pull to connect your soul to it. Even something like you fears death. Like, he's giving him bars right now. Yo, that's just crazy. From the very start, I never intended to live a proper life. Sounds obvious, but there's tons more people in this world than just me. Just once more, I think I want to try living for someone else. Damn, and you just see like from going. I love the way that Gege Akutami did with these panels. Like the first part, why do you sound so desperate? That panel is just black completely. Then the next one, you're seeing like the eyes of Sukuna and his mouth, and just like a little bit of white space, and each one going down, it just gets sucked in more and more until you get the just once more. I want to try living for someone else, and you just see it just is gone. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a nice little visualization to go with those words. And so now we got Yuji punching the hell out of what now is looking like it's turning back into Megumi's body. And Sukuna is separated from him. So is Megumi dead right here? I guess we're about to see. Why would they have all that sacrifice talk if he wasn't? But splatter. Splatter's crazy. Okay. We got with this blob of eyeballs and mouth that is Sukuna at this point. And Yuji looking down at him with the kill face. What's it gonna be, Sukuna? Release Megumi. Return to my body once more, and I'll spare your life. That was the final thing that Yuji said before he went into final kill mode just now. Sukuna, you are me. Damn. We're born. What's my man's name that had the what's Damn, it's really killing me. Yuji and Naomi whooped his ass together in season 1 of the show, and then also he had the climactic fight in Shibuya with Todo and Yuji. Whatever, it's not important. But anyway, that guy, that he was also Yuji. Him and Yuji are the same person. Sukuna and Yuji are the same person, apparently. So yeah, we're born into this world unconsciously, shouldering curses. What sort of monster you turn into is entirely decided by your luck. And I had my gramps. Sukuna, let's try it one more time. Living not by cursing someone, but by existing alongside them. Even if no one else will accept you, I'll live with you. Nigga, I'm impressed you take this farce so far, Itadori Yuji. Don't underestimate me. I'm a curse. So is he gonna take him back or what? Let's see. No, he's just withered away and whatever. But Yuji wanted to take him back in the end? That's kind of crazy. Like, the pity can only go so far, my man. I can't lie. That was, you know, after all the stuff that they had to go through to beat Sukuna, you know, I saw, I know I didn't just scroll down and see Urame and Hikari, right? Before I get to that, Sukuna was a crazy villain all the way through. Tormented the hell out of Yuji, tormented the hell out of Megumi. Killed most of the main cast. You know what I'm saying? Fan favorites, I thought. But you know, I still wanted to see more of Kenjaku and the merger, like all this other stuff that was set up in the story and whatnot. And I mean, there's a couple chapters left, so it could happen, but I just don't see it at this point. But it's crazy that Sukuna was just a menace from the first time that he was on screen all the way to the end. Alright, let's see what's going on here. We got Urame and Hikari. I guess they were still fighting after all that time. It's finished, Urame said. Yep, looks like it's all over. What are you gonna do? Like I said, it's finished. There's nothing more to do. The only possible cause of Master Sukuna's defeat would be his incarnated form. You plebeians had no strength. Luck was just on your side. You narrowly escaped death by simply being born 1,000 years too late. Luck was on my side, huh? That's the highest praise a guy like me can get. That's crazy that these niggas are just having a jolly old laugh. Like they haven't just been fighting off screen for like 20 chapters. That's crazy. I suppose you're right. And oh, so okay, so in the end, I guess he beat Urame, but the entire fight was off screened because now he's like turning into dust or whatever. Either that or he was connected to Sukuna, I guess, but that's not what it seems like. Um, Megumi waking up? Oh my god. Oh my god. So he's getting to survive. Oh, please. Let me see Potential Man reach his potential. But he got a nice scar. Okay, everybody got scars and stuff, so, Are we gonna get a part 2 here? We gonna get a part 2 here? What are you, because all their designs are like a little different now. I still can't believe that she's alive. That shit just messed me up. Matter of fact, real quick, I'm gonna look up what her name is because it's messing me up right now. Hammer Girl. And this is a stream, so I can do whatever I want to do because it's my stream. Nobara. That's what it was. It was messing me up so bad. In my brain, I'm like, I know it starts with an N, and then, but my brain kept thinking of Anonymy, but I know it's not him because that is, my guy with the blonde hair. That, yeah, his death sucked, yo. I hated that. He was my guy. But anyway, what happened to what happened to uh the guy with the mask that was like his apprentice? Every time he tried to attack Sukuna, he just kept getting like knocked out of there. But I don't think he died, right? I guess we'll see in a second. Trying to pull Kusakage. Okay. He was like, he wakes up, Megumi wakes up, and he sees Yuji and Nobara, and Nobara's in a box. And he's like, what are you guys doing? Trying to pull a Kugisaki lives prank. Oh, my bad. I can't believe that all three of them are alive right now. My brain is like, seriously? So guys, like this is almost some One Piece shit. I can't lie. JJK, I'm surprised that all three of these guys are alive. You all thought the biggest piece of eye candy in the class was 6 feet under, yet she's alive and kicking. You're not gonna piss yourself, shocked, or cry tears of joy. That's Nobara saying this to Yuji and Megumi. Yuji said, I cried a bit when you landed that resonance. I wasn't really surprised or anything since I found out while I was inside Sukuna. There really are only 3 of us. I guess you really gotta be there in person for things like this, huh? I'm not gonna lie, their new designs are pretty fire. Like the scars on Megumi and Yuji, even though we're used to his already. And then Nobara with the eye patch, like it's kind of tough. Like I'm fucking with it. I'm rocking with it. Already, well, and then Megumi has a question mark. All of us are here, so I guess it's time we open these. Ieri-san gave them to me. They're letters from Gojo-sensei. Letters? Megumi says. This'll be a trip. I can't even imagine the kind of shit he'd write. Yuck. That's what Nobara said. Loki, we missed you, Nobara, because her personality is just needed. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty harsh. There's only 2? Yeah, there's nothing for me. I got to talk to him directly. Oh, that's crazy. That's pretty crazy. But, alright. Let's get this over with. Erg. What'd he say? This isn't a letter, it's just info on where my mom is and what she's doing. Huh? You wanted to know? Not even a little bit, and she crumpled this shit up. Oh man. Still guess I gotta give him credit for finding that chick. Okay, and Megumi is like laughing at whatever he's got. Have you been promoted to special grade? He's laughing. Megumi's laughing. Now I'm interested. Can I see it? Come on, let me see. Oh man. Lighthearted moments like this have been missed because it's been nothing but heavy shit for like, I don't know how long, but it feels like 40 chapters, if not longer. It's pretty similar to what he wrote in Yours Kugisaki. And both of them are looking at it like, what? Huh? This is a major downer. Why were you laughing at this? It's all good. If you say so. Unfortunately, your daddy's dead and buried because I killed the dude. Sorry. That's crazy because he actually got to meet his dead dad. And he almost was killed by him. Oh shoot. We gotta hurry to Maki-san and the others. You're coming too, Fushiguro. They said everyone's gotta come. Oh, right. I have to apologize to everyone and thank them. This has nothing to do with that. Megumi has another question mark. He's confused. It's about Akatsu-senpai. Oh, so it's about Yuta. We've gotta save him. Yuta, you son of a bitch. What? Is that what saving his life sounds like? Okay. Alright, so the three of them have pulled up. Okay, so hold up. I just skipped past all this stuff. Let me just scroll back up real quick. We gotta save him. So now confirmed to be alive still. We got Maki. We got Panda. And Panda's looking a little bit small here. We got Fish Cakes. I forget what his name is off top. We got Kusakabe. We got Shorty with the samurai sword that was trained under him, just to use simple domain, but it's not very good. She got like this way cut with like the one long part to her bangs, I guess. And then we got Shorty that's like the witch with the hair that goes backwards. And we got Yuji, and we got Megumi, and we got Nobara. Is Akatsu alright? Only 3 chapters remain. Okay, so after I get caught up, there's another chapter that the leaks are coming out tomorrow, and then there's one more after that. So let me finish up with this last chapter that I got here. Alright, JJK chapter 269, Reflection. At a small candy store on a street corner. What's your price? And we got Big Wins Ultra Sauce flavor. I don't know what the hell that is. And we got Homegirl with the front braid. And an old woman, I want to say. Yuta, you bastard. And it's Maki yelling at Yuta. Don't you start thinking everything's all sunshine and rainbows just because you're back in your body. Maki-san? What's up, Megumi? How are you feeling? A little foggy. Is this what happens after Unlimited Void? I got off lightly, if that's it. I'd like to. It's crazy how everyone's just like, oh hey Megumi, what's going on? Like, he was just Sukuna and they was all fighting his ass. But anyway, although I don't know how much time has passed since the fight ended and whatnot. I'd like to properly apologize to everyone. That can wait. You have nothing to apologize for anyway. I wanted to apologize, and Yuji cuts him off. This is all because Gojo refused to kill Itadori from the get-go. How's Kusakabe alive, Loki? Are they gonna explain any of this? But anyway. And Itadori was just a victim of Kenjaku playing Jujutsu terrorist. I was firmly in the pro-execution camp. You have Yaga-san to thank for me being here. But I don't particularly think either side was in the wrong. Everyone had their truth, and those truths led us here. This is Kusakabe saying this. You kids shouldn't feel the least bit guilty. You're all careless brats. Feel free to act like it. Us grown-ups are to blame. How were you able to go back to your body, Yuta-senpai? Thanks to Rika, I thought her not coming with me to Gojo-sensei's body meant our connection was severed. In reality, after Ieri-san treated me, Rika was using reverse curse technique to consistently maintain my body. Still, I was convinced I was a goner once Kenjaku's technique burnt out in the domain. Which, okay, this makes sense because Rika was like holding his body and was crying, and so it makes sense that Gege put that scene there so that it could show that yeah, Rika was using reverse curse technique instead of it just being some completely off-screen shit. We could all right. So what is all right? I'm gonna quick look her up too. JJK front braid woman. Mei Mei. There we go. So Mei Mei is saying we can consider that a slight miscalculation. Kenjaku was living proof that it can operate after opening a domain. So we're gonna get some not necessarily closure here, but we're gonna get some more information when it comes to Kenjaku and you know everything that he had planned here. Because I would have liked a more like if we cut Sukuna's fight by like 30% and gave that 30% to Kenjaku for like an actual one, not a one-on-one fight, but like a more physical fight versus just the stuff with the jokester, the comic, whatever his ability is. Yeah, I think I would have liked it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, now Kusakabe is saying he was likely separating the multiple techniques intentionally via some kind of method. If I had to guess, I'd say barrier techniques. Obviously, someone who's used the technique for millennia would be more prepared than someone using a fresh copy. After the technique recovered, I was in a state of suspended animation, but once I reconnected with my external storage of techniques, Rika, uh, we eventually got here. I'm really sorry to have worried all of you. Who cares about that? if Yuta had taken things more seriously, he would have won a hell of a lot easier. That's the real problem. 1 second. Alright. First, I should have led the surprise attack on Kenjaku. Then there's Higuruma. Then there's Higuruma's executioner's sword plan. If we used Toge's remote curse speech, we could have ended things in a flash. Facts. And man, Gege, we see what you're doing here, man. You're like, oh, of course, these are things that people have been saying. You know what I'm saying? Let me just throw all these in and disprove or whatever at the end here. If we used Toge's remote curse speech, we could have ended things in a flash. Higuruma should have had the tape recorder on him. Curse speech cannot be activated more than once simultaneously. Until the recording is played, the technique is considered in use. As such, only one tape recorder is allowed. Okay. That's Inumaki, I think his name is, saying that. Or not saying it, but it's a info box. Okay, and behind, okay, here's my man with the ski mask. And Hikari and the chick with the weird power, I forgot what her name is. You're wrong, Maki. And we got my man Toto. Toto top 5 character for sure. At some point, I'm gonna make a list of my favorite JJK characters for sure. There's so many good characters in JJK. Maybe I'll do a tier list or something. But anyway, you're wrong, Maki. You aren't a viable target for my boogie woogie. Okay. It's hard to say if Akatsu would have succeeded without my help. Not to mention, Akatsu and Rika's power were necessary to stop the rampaging curse spirits. Okay, that's facts. And I remember someone saying that to you at one point, that his specific abilities with Rika were necessary for stopping all those cursed spirits that came out of Kenjaku. But I don't know if they selling Maki short a little bit, because I think she could whoop all them shits, to be quite honest. Plus, Toge's cursed speech only worked because that timing made the reaction survivable. If we used it when Sukuna was feeling fine and dandy, Toge would have been killed by the feedback. Salmon Row. Sukuna was just playing around. He was capable of killing me whenever he wanted, and if someone like Akatsu were there, he would have done so. Oh, Higuruma's alive too? What the fuck? Them just cutting to him is insane. What? Everybody survived? I thought One Piece was crazy with this kind of stuff. Everybody survived? Like, who died? If only Miguel died, I'm gonna be tight, yo. I'm gonna be tight if only Miguel died. But I'm sure he's gonna pop up next. Like, anyway. Curse speech is easy to counter. I'm the one who decided it's best to use it inside Akotsu's domain with no one else around to interfere. With no violence allowed inside my domain, that would have been impossible. Okay, that's valid. So Gege Akutami is basically going on a expedition of exposition here just to debunk every theory that's out there or every plot hole that people have been saying about this fight, basically. Still, it's pretty scary how a guy that's only been a sorcerer for 2 months is alive and kicking after all that. It wasn't intentional. Okay, yes, Kusakabe, I fucking agree. I agree. Because this is the mouthpiece of the fan base right here. And that's the funny part, because Gege already knows what people are about to say before they say it. And the Yuji's just looking at him like ... which me too. Maki says, regardless, if the backup from abroad had been there from the start. Okay, so yeah, okay, Miguel's here. All right, and Mr. Hand, I forgot what his name is. Things might have been different. Him sneezing is crazy. That's very true. And then all of them are giving him shit. They giving him a face like, why didn't you come here earlier? Or they're all looking at Yuta actually. Never mind. Which they better not be looking at Miguel like that because he came in clutch. They all giving Yuta a kill face, and this panel looks amazing. I love this. The art on this panel is great. I love it, Giga. Anyway, they told me they weren't coming. I told you it was a long shot. And yet they came. Easy now. Akatsu Senpai's cursed tools let me hide my fingers, you know? Okay, so these were cursed. So the things that Yuji had on like his arms were cursed tools that he got from Yuta. You could have done that with gloves. Go to Home Depot. Now I'm weak. Maki don't give a damn right now. But anyway, Akatsu Senpai hindered Sukuna once he opened his domain a second time, you know? Like I've been saying, we could have ended it all before that even happened. Is this the entire chapter so far? Pretty much, yeah. This entire chapter just being Gege dumping on all the stuff that the fans have been saying for like the last few months is crazy. And debunking. This is all really funny. But okay, where'd I leave off? Okay. Yuji's like ... and trying to get Maki to like, you know, back off of Yuta a little bit. Yuta's just like, whatever, I'm gonna take it. Hikari, I thought being on standby inside Rika was pretty helpful. We didn't skip a beat jumping Sukuna after Gojo-san's defeat, and we got Urame away from the get-go. That was all Akatsu. Okay. You see, they're giving him his flowers and letting us know just how much Yuta really contributed to this whole thing being a success at the end of the day. Now, I think we're getting a flashback here. And some giant flying thing that looks like Rika is in the air. And coming from it, there's a lot I'm responsible for too. Okay, I'm not sure what this is right here. But I thought being on standby inside Rika. So this is like Rika. I didn't know she could change her form to like whatever this giant thing is. But anyway, back to present day. We got Toto. There's a lot I'm responsible for too. Working with Miss May, Okay, Meme had prepared us for Sukuna's domain, and yet I couldn't save Chozo nor my brother. R.I.P. to Chozo for sure. Weren't they just out of range? We got Star. I'm gonna just call her Star Girl because I can't remember what her name is, but she got the stars in her eyes, and she got that coordinate power or star power, whatever. It was more an issue of Sukuna's immense cursed energy. It was too thick in the eye of his domain. I wasn't able to distinguish their cursed energy. That's what Toto's saying. I was in the eye too. Ui was able to whisk me out. I'm also to blame. It should have been Chozo, not me. I would have died if that happened. It's no one's fault. Okay, alright, Gege, we got it. Yuji saying that he would have died if it was not Chozo and it was my man with the ski mask instead. Maki is saying, I'm not trying to blame Yuta either. I mean, I got hit with 2 black flashes. But never mind. She's just worried about him. We get it. Shorty with the terrible cut. I was in cold sweats, acting as Maki-san's marker and anti-domain strategy. Heck, even as a reserve. I was so worried it would only save me. It would only save me. Kusakabe, I told you to not get involved in the fight. I didn't do any fighting. You would have just objected anyway if I told you. Okay, now which girl is saying, I'm sorry, I didn't have a chance to do anything. Well, what the hell was what was she gonna do? What was she gonna do, realistically? Mei's like, what do you mean your broom was most comfortable? Meme is hilarious, okay. Hikari, I wanted to help against Sukuna after taking care of Urame, but they were crazy strong. Yeah, no shit. Fought that homeboy to a stalemate for the entire Sukuna fight. The entire Sukuna fight. And Sukuna fought like 11 people. Anyway, I was asleep until the very end, so yeah, we know, no, bro. I still can't believe that you're in this panel right now. I still can't believe it. Well, everyone, it seems you all have your regrets. This is Ui saying this. But I don't suppose anyone could deny that I was the MVP. Yeah, talk your shit, young man. And I understand why, because yeah, if it weren't for him, everybody would be dead. They all should be dead, but if it wasn't for him, they would definitely be dead. You left me behind mid-fight, Stargirl said. Well, you're heavy. Well, you're heavy is OD. That's OD as hell, saying that to this girl. While you were out busting your hump, your big sis was kicking back, relaxing. My beloved elder sister worked herself to the bone with the new shadow issue. Now that's a convenient excuse. I won't deny a thing. My life is priceless after all. There's no use betting with the priceless. Yeah, she was sitting pretty. Mei was like, I'm not even hitting that battlefield. I don't think if everybody died and it literally came down to Mei that she would have went out there. She would have been in Singapore or somewhere else. Anyway, by new shadow, Hikari said, you mean dealing with the blinding vow that forbade simple domain from being taught to outsiders? Kusakabe said, precisely. The inherited binding vow of the school's simple domain. The original creator, Ashiya Sadetsuna, created that binding vow with the intention of simple domain being inaccessible to curse users. Well, as the generations rolled on by, the new shadow style was no longer of public interest, and the simple domain technique became a trade secret. Yuji and Nobara are both like, which is hilarious. I miss these two being idiots together. They essentially monopolize the technique, invite disciples, then have them undergo unnecessary binding vows. New Shadow is a cornerstone for sorcerers without techniques, after all. And there's a info box that says Toto, who learned it from Sukuma, who learned it like Mekamaru did. So what's so tricky about this binding vow that's stopping it from being taught to others? Well, that's only one part of it. We also can't refuse the head of the school if they ask us to mobilize. And then there's the especially troublesome bit, their lifespan. It's closer to a curse than a technique or binding vow. It's nigh unconfirmable, but apparently the head of the school absorbs the user's lifespan. Huh? Their lifespans? No one, apparently? No one knows. That's funny. Noburo said, huh, their lifespans, and Megumi's like, apparently, in quotes. I miss Megumi also, and his, like, his, sort of kind of Sasuke-ness. No one knows who the head of the school is, which is why there's no way to tell if the lifespan contract exists or how it functions. After all, there are grandpas and hags that live long lives even after using it. When the head dies, the school's best disciple succeeds them. However, only they are made aware of it, which means we have no way of sussing that out. Only the head of the school can render the binding vows null. As far as I know, there's no one among the best students of the school that knows anything about the head. This is Kusakabe saying this. You mean there wasn't anyone? And Mei is saying that, and Nobara is looking at her with a big ass question mark, like, huh? I'm the head of the new Shadow School now, Kusakabe said. And the girl with this code is like, what? Simple domains, binding vow, and all of that lifespan stuff isn't an issue anymore. That's crazy. Be sure to leave some of the benefits when you become the head someday. What? Be sure to leave some of the benefits. When you become the head someday, you can collect a nice fat monthly tuition fee from all your disciples. That's funny. Oh, big sis, you really are a miser. But I still don't like these two because of that one weird scene. It's time for Jujutsu Society to follow suit and enter the era of subscriptions. That's funny. Because everything really is becoming a damn subscription now. A price, you ask? This is the old lady saying this to Meme. For your life. How did you know I was here? That I'm the head? So Meme found the head of the school. That's kind of crazy. And it's that old lady from the beginning. Hee hee. I just asked someone with proper information. You see, okay, even though Meme was chilling during the entire Sukuna fight, we gotta give her big props right here, you know what I'm saying? Because she found the head of the school. No one should have such information. Gathering disciples until your power rivaled that of the big three families, you wanted to take over the Jujutsu world, including ousting those higher-ups, didn't you? ... Tengen. You would have needed years and years training your disciples' lifespans. There was something you wanted to see, wasn't there? Aspirations like these seem almost priceless. And now, with the Zenin clan annihilated, we stand on the cusp of a decisive battle, wherein both the Kamo and the Gojo clans could face destruction. But you know things even more important than money can't be protected without the proper funds. There were sorcerers whose lives would have been saved if you hadn't monopolized the simple domain. More than anything, you were trying to turn my dear little brother into damaged goods. That alone made this an inevitability. And Meme kills her, clearly. You pay the price with your life. Only 2 chapters remain. Okay. So at the end of these 4 chapters, what I'm left to believe is that this story is going to continue in some form, unless they're going to wrap up all of this Kamo clan versus Gojo clan stuff in the next 2 chapters. But I feel like some of the characters still need some closure as well, like a Tengen. So, and when I make when the story is over, maybe I'll make my biggest gripes about JJK after I make a video praising some of my favorite characters or moments or whatever. But here's the thing: we needed more Kenjaku, and Heian era, no flashback, y'all. No flashback. No Sukuna flashback. Great villain for, you know, just terrorizing people and being strong as hell. But where's the flashback? Like a real one. But anyway, JJK is pretty good. We'll see how the last 2 chapters end up. I'll probably do a reaction to those as well. As you can see, my background's a little bit different if you've been following the One Piece reactions. And it might look a little bit more different by the time I do the One Piece one. And after that, it's going to look completely different because I'm not going to be in this space anymore. So, hope you enjoyed this stream. It was fun just reading these chapters, and I wanted to catch up. If there is a JJK2, I'll probably, you know, cover that from the beginning. But yeah, we got this. I'm gonna have more One Piece content coming up, and then when Hunter x Hunter comes back eventually, I'm definitely gonna be covering that as well. So until the next time, have a nice night, and